What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John from the Jersey Shore, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 1980 film Zombie Holocaust. If you're already a subscriber to my channel, welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, but you're enjoying my content, please do me a huge personal favor. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. After you click that subscribe button, remember to ring that bell. Zombie Holocaust was written by Fabrizio De Angelis. Yeah, you know what? Nope. Gotta read it. Written by Fabrizio De Angelis, Romano Scandariaro. It was directed by Mario Girolami, starring Ian McCulloch, Alejandra De Colli, and Sherry Buchanan. Alright, so Zombie Holocaust begins in a hospital, where it also seems to be doubling as somewhat of a medical school. In this hospital, in the morgue, the bodies seem to be turning up with missing body parts. One of the professors is getting ready to show, not quite an autopsy, but he's getting ready to open a corpse up to show the students what an actual human stomach looks like. When they pull the blanket back, you recognize that this thing's hand is missing. So he's wondering where the hand was. The students start acting a little bit goofy, so he kicks them out of there, and he goes about his business. But while doing so, he discusses with another person who's in there, another doctor that's in there, that it seems strange that this is not the first time that a corpse is turning up with a missing body part. What is really weird, another thing I should say that's really weird, is he tells this person not to say a word to anybody because he doesn't want a word to get out. He thinks it's all right, I guess, that there's bodies showing up with missing body parts. They talk about earlier, or a few days prior to this, there was a body that showed up and its heart was missing. So eventually, they kind of stage a setup, and they catch one of the helpers in a room with a body trying to eat its heart. So yeah, I know, gross. So this dude realizes that he's caught, and he runs and dives headfirst out of a window. When they go down to the ground, he's lying there dead, but they take note that he's got a tattoo on his chest, a specific marking on his chest. They also later find out, I should say, that this type of thing happened somewhere else prior to this, and they wound up having to kill this guy. They wound up having to shoot him. But when they showed this guy, they had a picture of him, and when they showed him, he had a very similar marking, a similar tattoo on him. They recognize that this tattoo represents a tribe in the East Indies called keto. I knew keto was messed up. Can't eat starch, can't eat pasta, can't eat pizza. I knew that there was something evil about that thing. So now it's been decided that there's going to be a small group of explorers or investigators. They're going to go over to the East Indies to look for this keto god or whatever it is that they're looking for. I'm not even so sure that they know what they're looking for. But they go out on a boat. They start heading for this island. They start having engine trouble. And they wind up saying, well, you know what? We're not going to make it to where we're trying to go. So let's go to this other island. They go on to this island. And very shortly after they get to this island, they realize that they are being hunted and stalked by cannibals. So I guess humans would fall into the category of keto-friendly, right? I mean, we're not starch. I don't think we're carbs. I guess it would depend on what we ate that day. Anyway, they recognize that they're being hunted by these cannibals. The cannibals do wind up getting their hands on a couple of these people that are here, and that gets pretty grisly. But they do eventually make it to a fortress, a cabin, a hut, whatever, like a shack, more for lack of a better term. When they get to this shack, they realize that there is a doctor in this shack. The doctor's supposed to be friendly. He's supposed to be their buddy. But you know as well as I do that things in these types of movies don't usually turn out that way. Lo and behold, you find out that this doctor is actually creating zombies. So when you first see these zombies, they look like they haven't been altered at all from the neck down. They just look like really dirty dudes. But they have like clay and dirt and mud stuck to their faces, which back in the late 70s and early 80s in Italian horror movies, that was good enough to give you a makeshift zombie. One of the things that drove me crazy about these zombies is it seemed like the guys who made this movie didn't know what to do with these zombies. So at some points in the movie, you see that they're just walking around, hands out, not making a sound, only grunting, like you see, or like you're used to seeing with zombies in movies. And then at other times, they're very clearly taking commands. They're accepting what's being told to them. There's one point where they grab a hold of a dude, one on one side, one on the other side. They're holding his arms, and they just put him up on a table. They're clearly just listening. But the same two zombies who did that, a few moments later, are back to being the walking around with their arms out type of zombies. It's very confusing. So after they run into this wackadoo quack of a doctor, it's just now it becomes just a matter of survival. Who's going to outlive who, and who's going to make it to the end of the movie? I got to tell you, folks, these types of Italian horror movies from back in the late 70s and early 80s are like a very guilty pleasure of mine. I love these movies. They're usually very poorly dubbed. So even if you have, in this movie, there are several parts where it seems that they are actually speaking English, but the audio is English. Their mouths look like they're trying to, like, it almost seems like they're speaking English. The audio is in English, but it's not synced up right. So there's like a half of a second of a delay, which gives you the impression that the movie is overdubbed in a different language, like subtitled. Not subtitled, you know what I mean. It's dubbed in a different language. Dubbed in English from a different language, namely Italian. But it almost doesn't look like that. Just the audio is just goofy in these movies. The special effects in these movies, there's nothing special about the effects in these movies. It literally is like a dude with no shirt on who's just dirty with clay stuck to his face, with dirt stuck in the clay, and some corn syrup and red food coloring thrown on him. And those are the effects in the movie. There's a few scenes where you see guts and you see like brain matter and so forth. But it's very, very clearly just very low quality effects, practical effects.
Peter, be careful!
But with all that being said, with the terrible audio, the terrible overdubbing, the ridiculous overacting, things being blown way out of proportion in some spots. Like if a woman sees a rat, she just about goes crazy and flips out. But if she sees a zombie come out of the ground and come after her, she seems reasonably calm. Most everything about these movies, they even look terrible. The picture quality, the film quality is not even good in these movies. But like I said, I find these movies to just simply be a very guilty pleasure for me. I will never knock one of these movies. I loved Zombie Holocaust, and I love every other zombie movie out there that's made in Italy, low budget, terrible audio, terrible film quality. I love this stuff. And with all that low quality and all that low budget and all that poor filmmaking, this stuff is just nothing but guilty pleasure for me. Zombie Holocaust, folks. I love this stuff. Alright folks, that's going to do it for my review of 1980's Zombie Holocaust. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video, do me a huge personal favor and click that subscribe button. After you click that subscribe button, remember to ring that bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.